Everybody's like going to introduce themselves. You say your name, where you're from, and they're going to break you into separate rooms, like Zoom rooms, to show your identification, your identification documents.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep.
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just want to briefly talk about the group phase, the interview, and some persons are going to start their interview on Monday, which is like the 6th of March. And some persons have also had their interviews. Some had theirs last week, and some persons are still yet to get their invitation link. So if you passed your cutoff, the specific section cutoff, and you also passed the course or program cutoff, please message your school if you've not been invited, so you know why you have not been invited yet. And yeah, that is that for that. So about the group discussion phase, so I have talked about this before, but some persons still send me messages and ask more questions. So first of all, the link you've been sent is a Zoom link, and the group discussion is going to take place on Zoom. Everybody knows Zoom, so you can use your phone. And please, to be on the safer side, just download Zoom, like the app, have it on your phone, test it, put your name. There is a specific way you're supposed to put your name, and just put it like that. Your name, then your first name, then your last name. Make sure everything is in place. I'm not saying you should log into the link yet, so just make sure everything is in place on Zoom. And if you already have Zoom, update your Zoom app. And if you want to be using the website and you don't want to use the app, that's okay as well. And yeah, so it is a Zoom meeting, and like I said earlier on my previous videos, it's just going to be like maybe 5, 4, 3, 2 other applicants in the discussion. So all of you will be talking about a topic. You guys will be given a topic to discuss about, and there is no need to be tensed. Of course, you're going to be tense because it is what is going to determine if you get to Finland or not. But there is no need to be tensed at all. Just discuss like you're discussing, like having a formal discussion, like with maybe colleagues at work, but just everything formal. They want to know, like I said on my previous video, if you understand English, you can communicate in English. You can state your point in English, and you are respectful. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So how to start, how to log in, all you have to do is just click. I'm just reading through some of the my messages or DMs that you sent. So how to start, just click on the link. It's going to take you directly to Zoom. If you have the app, it's just going to take you directly and just do the login in for you. And please log in at least 5 minutes before the time. And of course, it's not going to, sometimes the meeting wouldn't have started, like the host wouldn't have, like probably have not started the meeting, so you could just wait. I mean, it's better for you to be early than for you to be late, because they're not going to wait for you. And that is that for that. And you're going to be given a topic, just very simple topic, trust me. A friend of mine who had his interview last week, his question was, the topic was what are the challenges that international students are likely to face when they arrive in Finland? You guys, you know these things. There's language shocks, weather, the condition is very cold here, while if you're coming from Africa, it is quite warm. So a lot of things, there could be a lot of things that students are going to see here in Finland that is very much different from Nigeria. So it is just simple. And on my own time, I was asked if healthcare system, or if healthcare was supposed to focus on curing illnesses or preventing illnesses. You see, it is pretty much easy, and there is no need to like stress yourself about it. Just make sure you're speaking simple and correct English. Don't overuse grammar. I mean, these people, English is not their first language, so they just want, so far as you are clear and you can be understood, that is totally fine. And be respectful. I said it about on my previous video as well. If someone else in your group is making a point or making his or her statement, just you can just nod. Even though you do not agree with their point, you can just let them finish, then you say yours and say, oh, I do not agree with your point, and you state your reason, and you can state your own reason why you do not agree with what they say. And if maybe you're not the first to speak, because they would just give you guys the room to speak and mute their mics, so you just speak. If you're not the first to speak, you're the last to speak, and you feel like everybody has said everything there is to say, you can talk about what they've already said, like a conclusion. Okay, so that is pretty much it. And so once you log into you're logged into Zoom, they're going to greet you. Everybody's like going to introduce themselves. You say your name, where you're from, and they're going to break you into separate rooms, like Zoom rooms, to show your identification, your identification documents, to know that you are the person that is supposed to be having the interview. And then after that, they bring you back into the general room where all of you would come back together, and they give you the topic and they ask you to discuss the topic, and that is pretty much it. And afterwards, there is usually like an essay. It's just like a conclusion. Write a summary on what you guys, like, you discussed in the group interview, and you can write about anybody's what everybody said, and just conclude it. There's usually like amount of words or character to use, so don't stress it, just write. They want to know if you can write in English language. So that is pretty much it. And the place to do this writing is on Zoom as well. This is why I advised on my previous video that you should use your phone, because not everybody really understands Zoom using their laptop. I had a problem with that, and I'm going to share that shortly. So use your phone, and on Zoom you're going to see where they have chats, and I think I'll probably put it here on this slide, on this part of the video. So I'll just show you how to locate the chat, then how to type. And once you finish typing, just type normally and press send, like you're sending something, and it's going to just send to the group, to the chat there. So the supervisors are going to see it and probably collect it, and that is it. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to state my experience on my second phase interview and how I was almost I almost did not make it here. So first of all, I did the interview. It was just me and someone else. We were just two, and we did everything. And the time for us to do the essay, I was having problem with the laptop, and I was trying to go to return, and the return key was not working. So instead of going to return, I think it was sending. So a lot of things were happening, and I was nervous, of course, because time was running out, and it was just, you're giving just 10 minutes. 10 minutes is just going to be like a second at this time. So I tried. It was sending my what I've already written to the supervisor, to the group Zoom chats, instead of returning to to start a new sentence. So I had that issue, and it was going on for like a while. Then I told the supervisors, but of course, once your time is up, your time is up. I wasn't allowed to do it again. So I quickly just emailed my school, and before that I checked, and I saw that my school gave me a link, like a help desk, a Zoom link as well, where if I have any problems, I encountered any problems during the interview, where I should log in. They gave me a link. I logged in to the link, and it took me to another Zoom meeting, and these people were literally just there for people who have issues with their interview. So when I got there, I explained my problem, and they were like, okay, let's give you 10 minutes to do it again. And they first of all asked me to try it if it's working. So this time I was using my phone and I tried it, and they asked me to send my name to make sure it's working. So I sent my name, and they saw it in the chat, and they were like, okay, it's working. And after that, they gave me 10 minutes to do my essay. That was how they gave me a new 10 minutes time to do my write-up, and I did it and I submitted it, and that was how I was able to get a score and for the second phase and come to Finland. And I also have a friend who had network issues. It was time for the writing, and he had some network problems. You guys, you know how Nigerian network can be sometimes. So he was logged out because the network there was no network at all. So he was logged out of the meeting, and when he tried to go back into the meeting had already ended. So she tried to send an email to the school, and they were kind enough to like reschedule her with another group who were having their meeting, like I think 2 days later. And the problem there was that the group he was rescheduled to have his second part with, second of the part of the written part, but I mean he had already done the discussion, so it was just the writing part. So he thought that they would just ask him to do the writing part again, and just that would be it, because my school was willing to allow me to just do the writing part, the essay, and just send to their email. But I was like, no, let me just do it on the Zoom, so you see that I'm doing it myself and all of that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So when she got into the second group that she was given to do the interview, it was a tech group, and they were asking questions based on tech, and he had no idea about tech. He was going for nursing, and he just did it, and the result came out and everything was okay, but he was on the waiting list forever and he didn't make it to Finland. So I'm just saying, I'm telling the stories because I want you guys to like have everything in check. Make sure that your internet connection is superb. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times. Make sure your internet connection is strong, and leave the laptop alone. Use your phone so you don't have some but if you've used Zoom on your laptop and the return key works perfectly, that's totally fine. If you're very comfortable using your phone, because I'd been using my phone for Zoom meetings, and I think that was why the laptop thing just confused me, or something was wrong with the key. So to avoid these unforeseen circumstances, it's okay to just use what you're comfortable with, and just do this interview once and for all, because this is what is going to determine you coming to Finland for this joint application process. So you've done the first part, you've passed the second part. Without it, you're not coming. That is, I mean, simple as short. Anyway, so this is what I just wanted to talk about quickly, because the exam, the group interview is going to be starting in 2 days time, and I just want to wish you all the best. And yeah, I'm probably going to talk more about coming to Finland on my next video, and I'm going to talk more about culture shocks and why you probably shouldn't come to Finland. Yeah, so you just weigh your options, so you don't come here and say somebody, maybe your village people sent you here to suffer or something. So it's not all rosy, so you see the good, the ugly, the bad, and everything. So you decide for yourself, do I want to come here, or do I want to go to the UK or the US or somewhere else? Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and good luck to all of you having your interview, your group discussion interview, and I'll see you on my next video. And until then, bye bye.